Hey guys, what's up? It's James, and I'm in Dubai right now. It's something like the Burj Al Arab. It's one of the famous buildings here, besides the Burj Al Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, which is off that way. But it's a windy day, so I hope you can hear me. I'm at the Jumeirah beach here, and I wanted to talk about this idea of, to put it kind of crudely, and the way that I think it is being the fucker and being the fucked. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just like it's being the person who I mean, if you really think about it, the person who fucks and the person who gets fucked. And in life, I think what this really boils down to is kind of like the person who offers value and the person who takes the value. And I'm going to connect these two with you for an idea on masculine and feminine polarity. So. Something from the Way of the Superior Man by David Data. It's like the pickup Bible, I think, is that the pure masculine is deep consciousness, and that the pure feminine is deep love, and that the masculine is strengthened by challenge and austerity. So challenge is like when we challenge ourselves, and austerity is when we take things away from our life. And I think that the feminine is kind of the opposite of that, is that she wants to be filled, feminine personality wants to be filled with experiences and sensations and things. And so they're opposites of each other in a way. It's like you have to think about a guy as like someone who is very, very certain in himself. He doesn't need much to live, to lead, to be someone who offers value to the world. He just needs himself. And a woman kind of like is the one that's getting fucked, and she's taking that in, and she's taking in that energy in a way. I was at the mall today, and I noticed how much of a kind of a feminine establishment it is, because they have so many clothes and things to buy and things to fill the feminine up with, and there's lots of sugar and candy and delicious food. And if a man eats this stuff, then it's like he's getting seduced by a feeling in a way, and that's a very feminine thing to do, is to get seduced by a feeling. And so for a man, it's like to remove that is austerity, and to kind of challenge yourself with austerity is a very masculine thing to do. So it's like I avoid all that stuff personally. It's easy to get sucked into that because it tastes good and makes you feel good, but at the same time it leads to that kind of more of a feminine polarity in a way. So I kind of want you to think of it like this. It's like it'd be poked. If you were to poke a masculine kind of person, I want you to think of it like a drop of water falling into a very deep lake, a very still lake. It's kind of like the deep consciousness is that the man is like very, very calm. He feels good. He's happy. And when the water drops, there's a small wave, but it clears out, and it's just like this very calm surface of the lake. It's just this very calm presence about it. And if you poke a feminine, it's like she's very reactive in a way. She takes that and she reacts to it. She follows the reaction of the environment. She follows the feeling of the environment. So if you poke her, like, I don't know, like if you poke the clitoris, it's very sensitive, and so it's like these two things, they play on each other. And one of the ways that women test men is that they kind of poke them, and as a man, a way to demonstrate your abundance is to allow yourself to be poked in a way, to kind of welcome that in. And so, for example, like the feminine craves all sorts of emotions, and so for a man to stimulate a woman's side of anger or her side of jealousy or something is something that might scare a lot of guys because they don't want to lose the girl, but it demonstrates that sense of abundance that you don't need her. It demonstrates that feeling that like if you piss a girl off, you're showing her, I don't need you. This is my abundance. This is my stillness, that I'm okay without it. And for a woman, it's kind of the opposite, like where she needs to be poked and to have that full range of emotions, and you give that full range of emotions to a woman, and those are kind of like the two polarities. So I hope. So these two things, they kind of play on each other. It's like, and the feminine tests the masculine. You know, she drops a little bit of water and everything is clear, everything is good. It's like this idea that the masculine kind of guides this sense of comfort in the world. You know, that when things are good, the masculine is at rest, it's at peace, things are good. And so the feminine can test this to see if she can feel comfortable with the person, with the guy, and by testing them, you know, to have a wide range of emotions, and for a man to be unfazed by all these emotions is therefore attracting to a woman because she can feel comfortable with them. And it's like she could poke the water, she could punch the water, she could drop a large boulder in the water. It shouldn't matter, you know, and it just kind of clears out and everything is good again. So. Alright, so let's talk about austerity. Right now, I'm in something like the Dubai shopping mall, and it's right by the Burj Al Khalifa, which I showed you. But if you look around here, there's lots of stores, lots of things to buy, you know, and what I want to advocate to you is that this is more of like maybe more like a feminine thing, is to go shopping, because there's things like ice cream and candy to be bought, and clothes, things that make women feel desirable in a way. And for a man, it's like, when I talk about austerity, I mean to say that it's like a man doesn't really need these things in order to feel content with himself. He just has to kind of tap into who he is inside. You know, Tyler talks about drawing state from within. It's like there's nothing in this mall that's going to make me happier than I can be with myself, and more often than not, it's going to be a disappointment when I do buy something. I'm hoping for it to cure some kind of sense of lack that I have. I think that Tyler said in a recent video that it's like there's always something better, there's always something bigger. You know, at this mall there's bigger diamond rings, there's better electronics, there's you know, there's a Lamborghini in the downstairs. So it's like there's always something better to buy, and it's like, so as a man, it's like we have to remove those distractions from our life so that we can just kind of draw from within and go out into the world in a way, and in a way that we don't need anything. So yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Dubai. Alright guys, I'm at the airport in Dubai. I'm about ready to, well, not quite ready, in about 5 or 6 hours I'll be headed back to Barcelona. And I wanted to finish off this video blog kind of with the next logical step to explain it is that, since I told you that for a man to be completely, you know, for a man to practice austerity and to get rid of things that are like stimulating or not necessary, it's like, then so what do we enjoy, you know? And this is a universal thing. It's for both men and women. And I want to present to you guys that I've been reading a book called Hardwiring Happiness by Rick Hanson. And in the book, he talks about how humans have two separate parts of their brain that are one part's dedicated to wanting, and one part's dedicated to liking. And so these two parts are the two systems that control these emotions are quite different. And what I think he says is saying, like, to like but not want is heaven, but to want but not like is hell. And so that kind of is a segue into explaining this, in that when we crave things, it takes us out of the moment. It takes us into a feeling of kind of neediness. It may you recognize neediness from this idea of scarcity in the game. And, so for like to need a woman, or to need a woman's validation is kind of like a craving or a desire. One of the things from Buddhism is that craving and desire is what causes a lot of suffering in life. And I'm going to say that for the most part, to the extent that which we think is the extent that kind of but we can't be present in the moment. We can't just like truly like let our guard down. Our thoughts are like our guard against the present moment, kind of keeping us safe in our mind. And to the extent that we can let go and just kind of just be in the present moment, then we get into a place where we actually enjoy ourselves, and we enjoy the process, and we enjoy, for example, talking to people. Or I enjoy making this video. You know, I can think all day about how I'm gonna make a great video, but that's more desire. You know? But if in the actual moment of actually communicating with you guys, I like this. You know, it's something that is state-inducing, just like how talking to another person, relating with another person is also state-inducing, or going for a run, or meditating, or doing a lot of things. I mean, even probably unhealthy things are also state-inducing, you know, and they're all enjoyable. But maybe the difference is that, you know, once we get away from these things that are more addictive, we didn't have a craving for it, because they went beyond just liking it, and they get into a more emotional, more kind of addictive cycle to them. So if you can really notice the difference between wanting and liking is like when you're able to completely stop your mind for a moment, and to kind of just stop thinking for a little while, and then that's like austerity. It's like when you stop thinking in a way. It's like I can't do it right now, but like just in general life, you know, it's not wanting anything because you stop thinking, but when you stop thinking, and when you stop trying to apply judgment to any type of situation, then you'll see the beauty in people. You'll see the beauty in everything. It's kind of like, I think of it like there's a giant spotlight that's shining on us, really, really bright, and it's like too bright, so we have to put on this filter of thoughts and judgments and things to cover it up. But whenever we're able to actually just like kind of stop thinking for a while, then we can completely enjoy and bask in you know, the reality of just being alive, and it's a great feeling. So that's kind of like what I think liking is. But so yeah, I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm getting ready to head back to Barcelona now, so take care, and I'll talk to you soon.